Hi, it's Matt from Tubby Tarot again. Welcome to another 10 Talk Tuesday. Actually, it's going to probably be a show and tell Tuesday because I want to take you through my new altar setup. And before I do this, I just want to tell you that if you are Hindu, please don't take any offense at any of the things you see that perhaps don't belong on the altar. This is my altar, and it is how I worship Shiva. Okay, and yes, I do go to temple once a week, so I do worship Shiva in that form as well. And honestly, in my mind and the way I have set this altar up, there is no disrespect shown at all, because what's in my heart is genuine whenever I say my prayers every night. Okay, so let's start with Shiva. Okay, now Shiva comes in, I have my Shiva deity, which is utterly beautiful. You can see how beautiful my Shiva deity is. I am astonished at how beautiful Shiva is. He is just one of the most beautiful gods in the Hindu pantheon, and also one of the most, he is the destroyer, but he's one of the most compassionate and welcoming at the same time as being the destroyer. He has two sides to him, a light side and a dark side. Now, he doesn't only come in this form, he also comes in a form that I'm sure many of you have seen, and that is as a dancer. He is the Lord of the Dance, actually. And there he is, a lovely bronze Shiva. Now, in this form, he is called Nataraja. Okay, so he is Shiva, but he's a Shiva in the dancing Shiva, the Lord of the Dance. Okay, Nataraja. So I have that version of him as well. While we're on Shiva, this strange-looking thing here is called a lingam. Okay, and in this particular version, it's called a Shiva lingam because it's always related to Shiva. Okay, if you are interested in this really strange looking object, I would suggest you go and look it up. It is incredibly interesting. The history of this lingam, okay, or Shiva lingam is very, very interesting. It will fascinate you what it represents. So go and have a look at it. Mine would normally have a little red dot above the first stripe, but I found that every time I put a red dot on there, the water that I put on the on the lingam actually just washes it off. So I've got to come up with a solution to that. So if anybody who is Hindu is watching, please could you maybe tell me how I can get the red dot onto my Shiva lingam? I'd really appreciate that. A red dot that will stay. Now, behind the lingam and Nataraja is a bottle of what looks like cocaine. It is not cocaine, people, please. It is ash. And what I do with this ash is after I've said my prayers and I've done a small meditation in front of Shiva, I put a small dot of this ash between my eyes, okay? Like ladies would wear a bindi, all right? It signifies a third eye. It signifies a spiritual reawakening. And it also, for me, symbolizes the end of my prayer. I do this after I've rung my bell to symbolize the end. Just in front of that, I have two things. I have my beautiful brass bell, okay, and I've put the brass bell on a little brass plate. I just think it looks pretty. You don't have to. You can put it like just down on the actual altar if you want to. But I just think it looks very pretty. And I think, you know, if you are dealing with a deity as beautiful as Shiva, I think that it's very good to have or should I say, it's only fitting to have an extremely beautiful altar, as many beautiful things as you can. And I just think that's very pretty. Now, this weird concoction here, it looks like sticks. It is actually sticks. Now, I've got it in I think it's a bronze, I don't know if you can see there, it's a bronze little bowl, and it's got like figures cut into it, etched into it. Now, oops. This is, please excuse my finger on the side. These are sandalwood sticks. And what I do with these is you can take them and you can see on the ends, you can light them. And they give off a very smoky smell, but a lovely sort of sandalwoody smoke. It's not like a smoke if you have a barbecue or a braai, as we say in South Africa. This will give off a lovely, it's smoky, but it's kind of like sandalwoody, and you can use this to cleanse. You can use this, I would use this to cleanse the actual altar itself, or just to pay homage to Lord Shiva. You can do that. You can also use these to cleanse your own aura if you want to. Okay, So now let's move along. This is my candle over here. Okay, it's a big candle. It's one of those candles with the 3 wicks inside. Okay, it smells very nice. It's not ideal for worship, but I got it as a gift. And I thought, I'm never going to use it. Let me use it because it smells good and because it's beautiful when it's lit. And I think that again complements the beauty of Lord Shiva. So that is my candle. I do have a pillar candle that I'm going to replace this with. So anyone who is saying, no, you can't use that, you have to use a tall pillar candle, I'm getting there. Right next to that is my incense burner. I've still got the prayer hands, and I like to burn cone incense when I'm praying. You also get something called dupe, which is pretty much what this is. It's just, it's dry dupe, okay? Then next to Shiva, I've chosen one of my most beautiful Ganesha images, and there's so much detail here. It's just so beautiful, so rich and so beautiful. And if you look very carefully, there's Kroncha, the little mouse. Love Kroncha. Go look up that story. It's really interesting. Maybe one day I'll do a video of 2 or 3 Hindu myths that I could tell you about. Behind my statue of Ganesha, I've got my Whispers of Lord Ganesha cards. I just think it's appropriate. Every now and again I'll draw one, but I just like them there because they go with everything. And again, beautiful box. This here is my ash collection jar, I suppose you call it. I literally put the ash from the incense into that jar, and you can do a lot with it. You can use it as ash to put on your forehead. You can use it if you are witchy and you want to maybe take some of this ash from your friends who are Hindu. You can make black salt with it, or all kinds of stuff. It's very useful. Don't throw your ash from your incense away. Okay. Then we have the beautiful amethyst stone that I have. It's very big, and I've pointed it towards the deities because I want that energy to flow towards them. I want my energy to flow towards them as a sacrifice, as a offering to them. I'm giving my energy to them, so it would come in the white side and it would be blasted out the other side by the beautiful beautiful purple of the amethyst. Okay, and then of course I've got my little box where I keep my incense and my little lighter. I prefer to use a lighter because if I use matches, a lot of people use matches, but it leaves a sort of sulfury smell. Now, there we go. That's pretty much everything, except that I do have a lot of space in front. And I have kept this space specifically for doing readings with my tarot cards and my oracle cards. Now, this is purely readings for myself. This is not where I do any readings for clients or anyone else. These are readings purely for myself. This is my spiritual place for my spiritual reading. And these readings are specifically for me. Okay, very personal stuff. And I will use different cards, different decks, however the mood may take me. But I also think, again, it's a spiritual practice. Tarot is accepted in Hinduism. There's a lot of acceptance of esoteric workings and that sort of thing. So I'm not fazed by having that there. It's not disrespectful in the slightest. And I often find when I'm doing a bit of a reading, I often feel, and this might sound a bit weird, but I often feel that Lord Shiva is actually watching me and kind of guiding where the cards go. Yeah, and that is my altar. The other thing you'll notice is I actually have a brand new altar. The desk, or not I'm sorry, not the desk, the actual altar itself, the table has got, it's made of mango wood, which again I think is rather appropriate because it's a very soft and subtle and gentle wood. So I have a brand new altar which is much bigger than my previous one. I hope you guys have found that interesting, and I hope I haven't offended anyone, but as I say, this is how I practice my spiritual beliefs. And it might not be 100% Hindu, but it's certainly, I'd say, 90%. So anybody who'd like to advise me, or perhaps anybody who is Hindu and would like to tell me what else I could perhaps get, that would enhance my altar, please let me know, because as you know, I'm all about learning, and I'm about learning culture, and I'm about learning different ways of prayer and of worship. So if you are Hindu, please leave comments. Let me know what else I can do to further enhance my practice, my spiritual practice. You know who I am. I'm Matt from Tubby Tarot, and I will see you next Tuesday for some more 10 Talk.